For breakfast, I decided to do something simple and delicious, so I'm gonna do ham, egg, and cheese breakfast burritos. So I'm just gonna start out by dicing up my ham. And then for this recipe, I'm gonna use 8 eggs because I have 8 tortillas. Once those eggs are all beaten, I'm gonna throw in the ham, mix that together, and then I'm gonna add the cheese. Honestly, just measure with your heart. The more cheese, the better, in my opinion. I'm gonna use ghee here, but you can use anything that you like. To make my life easier with assembly, I pre-cut all of the aluminum foil, and then I'm just layering it, tortilla, extra cheese, the egg mixture, and then wrap it up. And like I said, this made 8 burritos. And I'm gonna serve it with a side of ketchup and Cholula because I love that combination so much. It's so good. If you haven't tried ketchup and Cholula together, you need to. All right, next up, I'm making these Kodiak protein balls. I just followed the recipe exactly as it was on the box. So it just uses honey, peanut butter, and then I think there was water that was added, if I recall correctly. And I just microwaved my honey, and yes, I did add water to that. I microwaved the honey in the water just so it would dissolve better and then mix in better with the peanut butter. And then I put a little bit of olive oil on my hands just so it wouldn't stick so much while I was rolling them into little balls. Next up, I'm making these Kodiak protein muffins. These are the blueberry ones. And it's just butter, 2 eggs, milk, and then the protein mix. This recipe made 12 muffins for me, and I just used an old ice cream scoop from Rita's, but it worked out perfectly. It was almost the exact amount that I needed per little muffin cup. And then I'm just tapping out the excess air, making them nice and even, and then just following the box instructions. And I'm doing a little cleaning reset, and then I'm going to do literally the exact same process, but with the chocolate chip version. I figured these would be like a good snack because they have decent amount of protein in them. I know that they taste good, so it's going to be something that I'm going to want to reach and grab for. So now I'm just using the Ziploc bag method. I'm just putting everything in Ziploc bags. Here's the protein balls. I put them in the freezer while I was making the muffins, just so that way they wouldn't stick to each other before I put them in the freezer. Here I am just labeling the muffin bags, and then I'm going to pop those in the freezer as well. And each box made 12 muffins, so I have 12 blueberry and 12 chocolate chip. So this is a traditional Chinese postpartum recipe. If you follow Sarah's Day, she makes a version of this that she got from, I believe it was her acupuncturist. So yeah, I'm going to use 5 of these ginger tea bags. It has goji berries, ginger, and a few other things. And then I used 1 onion, celery, carrot, a whole bunch of parsley. And then I'm going to throw in those 5 sachets at the end. I wish that I would have thrown them in at the beginning and just let them simmer for the 8 hours, but I didn't, and I regret that, but it's okay. And then I have a whole organic chicken. And here's me trying to see where the giblets were, because it said that they came with giblets, and it indeed did not. So I was very confused. And also, I have never taken a neck off of a chicken before, so I had no idea what I was doing. And then honestly, I ended up leaving it on. So yeah, my husband was trying to take it off at the end of the soup too, and he was like, yeah. So here I am just assembling the whole chicken soup, and I'm gonna top everything off with water. And just so you know, this recipe doesn't call for any seasonings, no salt, pepper, nothing. It's just the veggies, the chicken, water, and then the herbs, which are in this sachet that you could see there. And so around 6 hours I shredded it, and then I let it go for another 2 hours. If you watch the Sarah's Day video, when she makes this, she discarded all the veggies, but I kept them because I just wanted to eat them. I love carrots and celery, especially when it's been stewed for a really long time, so I kept them in. And then I ended up taking that sachet of the red dates, the goji berries, and all that, and I just put it on top because like I said, I didn't let them simmer for long enough. So if you make this recipe, let it simmer for 8 hours. Next up, I'm going to be making a ziti recipe that I found. I'll insert a picture of the actual recipe that I followed. I ended up doing a mixture of the cottage cheese and the ricotta just so it would be extra protein and then extra delicious, because who doesn't love ricotta? And I blended that up just so it would be smooth and not like, cottage cheese chunky, because I don't think that would be a very pleasant texture in your ziti. And then I browned the beef and then cooked my pasta. And then I just assembled everything into this 9x13 pan, which honestly was a little bit small for the amount of food that the recipe actually produces, but we made it work. And then I'm just topping it with mozzarella and Parmesan. And then I put the cooking instructions on the top there. Next up, we're making the beef stew. So I'm chopping up, same as last time, carrot, celery, onion. This time I added garlic to this recipe, as well as potatoes. And then there's also parsley. And here I am just chopping up the beef. I'd like to take a lot of the fat off, but luckily this cut didn't have too much fat. And I did put olive oil at the bottom of my slow cooker just so nothing would stick, and then also just for extra added flavor. Every time I make this recipe, it's always slightly different, and I never actually measure anything out, so kind of just measure with your heart. And then I'm using this beef bone broth concentrate, as well as 2 bay leaves, thyme, rosemary, and then chicken bone broth and some water because I didn't have enough chicken bone broth. And then also for seasonings, I just did salt, pepper, cumin, a little bit of paprika, a little bit of cayenne, and then I let that simmer for 8 hours. And here I am just putting it in my little containers that I got from Amazon. So here's everything in the freezer. We have the chicken soup and then also the beef stew, kind of all mixed together. We have the blueberry muffins, the chocolate chip muffins. This is the baked ziti that I made. And then, sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm always gonna have a stockpile of frozen grapes because that has been saving me with nausea and stuff. Plus they're just really delicious and hydrating. And then over here we have padsicles, and then these are the peanut butter granola energy bites, and of course ice cream because why not? I love ice cream. Oh, and then also behind the beef, these are the breakfast burritos that I made. But yeah, I mean, we don't have that big of a freezer, so it's pretty stuffed with everything that I could make. And yeah, hopefully it lasts for a week and a half or so. But I'm just happy that I have the soups all done because my doula says that, stews and easily digestible foods are perfect for postpartum. So I'm glad those are done. And then dinner that my husband can eat as well for at least the first week is done, so that makes me happy. But yeah, that is the freezer for postpartum. I'm officially 38 weeks pregnant and 4 days now, and that's everything that I have in my freezer for postpartum. It should last about a week and a half to maybe 2 weeks, maybe less. depending on how hungry I am. I hear that breastfeeding makes you very hungry. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.